So when you hear who is William Akio, what is your answer to that?
My answer is...
Cut back towards Akio, glorious chance! Marconi hit the front!
Akio's done it with 10 seconds to go!
Just a child of God fighting for what's right. Yeah, just fighting. I'm just a man who's fighting, just, trying to figure out his way. So, my name is William Akio. I was born in Kenya, Nairobi. Grew up in Canada, raised there by my family. Moved there when I was about 3 years old from a refugee camp, and I've just been there ever since playing football. I'm very big with my family, very big with my friends. There's a lot of things I like to do, but football has definitely shaped me into who I am today.
So what do you remember most about your childhood?
Honestly, me, it's just hanging out with my brothers. I got 4 wonderful brothers. 3 of them play soccer as well. And just growing up, we would just try to find anything to do to have fun. Coming from a very poor family, my parents didn't really leave us with anything but ourselves. So growing up, me and my brothers just tried to do what we could to have fun. So they're my memory.
How has your relationship with your brothers shaped your growth?
Massively, especially with football. As I was growing up playing football, they were the ones cheering me on. They were the ones telling me to get to the next level, so we could all just be happy as a family. So they've been my support system through everything, through my injuries, through my struggles. They've always been there for me, and I can always count on them, How did I discover football? That's a good story. I grew up playing hockey. I grew up playing hockey. A lot of people don't know. Football came when I was 12 years old in the summer. I seen a bunch of kids playing around on the field, and I played in elementary, and I had a lot of fun. And I just asked my dad one day, can you put me into competitive soccer? And the second he put me in, my first trials, I remembered it was like, meeting the love of my life. Like, I knew this was it for me. And it was very difficult for my dad at first to afford it and continue with it. And he told me something that's always gonna stick with me. He told me, you need to play well enough so people are paying you, so I'm not paying for it. And when he told me that, everything changed. The way I looked at the game changed, and I started taking it very, very seriously.
When did you realize that you can actually go pro?
I think for me, I never gave up. So as I was playing, as I was getting higher in the rankings, I never wanted to stop. Even when things were tough, I never wanted to stop. And my father was actually a big reason why I had the belief to go in pro. He told me, he's like, you're working extraordinarily hard. Like, you're putting in so much work. Think about going to college. Think about taking it to the next level. Think about going pro. And once he put that into my mind, I knew then and there, like, that's it for me. I'm going to take it all the way. And this is right after high school for me. When I went to the Premier League, it was very, very eye-opening for me. That's when I knew, okay, I ain't shit. Everyone here is better than me. But it was just amazing to see that I can get to this level throughout all my hard work, because I had to believe in myself. If I didn't believe in myself, nobody was going to believe in me.
What did Scotland teach you about yourself?
Scotland taught me a lot. Scotland was probably the hardest moment of my career. On my birthday, I get signed there. I have a game on my birthday. And the first game I get there, to just kind of show the fans what I'm about, I did my knee. And I was out for half the season. And that just, that taught me to be blessed. It taught me to be grateful, because in the past, I know for sure I've probably taken the game for a little bit for granted, just having so much fun, but I never really sat down and looked around and seen where I'm at right now in my life. So just sitting down after surgery in my room, watching the games online in Scotland was just very eye-opening to me. It kind of just gave me a greater appreciation for the game, definitely.
How did you handle that pressure from within yourself, overcoming this injury, to overcome this setback?
How did I handle the pressure? It still haunts me from now, man. I still have moments where, I get a little bit sad and I think about it, because it could have been so much better. But at the same time, I can't think like that, because
could have been so much worse.
Could have been so much worse, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just try my best to stay grounded. I pray as much as I can. These moments in my career, how can I say this? feel like these dark moments in my career, they've tried to break me down and bring me down, but I need to prevail, you know? I just think about when I was a kid, and the second I think about when I was a kid, like, all my problems kind of go away.
What is that about being a kid with football that makes you forget?
First off, as a kid, I was always smiling, no matter what. Like, you couldn't get in my head, and that's when I play my best football. So when I tap into that feeling, everything changes around me.
Do you carry your family with you when you're playing?
Oh yeah, all the time. Carry them all the time. I have a routine. I pray for each and every single one of them before every game, before I step out on the field. And, you know, through the ups and downs, they're the ones I go to all the time. And I just know when all this is said and done, I'm only gonna have my family to go to, because they're always gonna be there for me. I just try to work as hard as I can, because the one thing for me is, like, you know, my family is just everything to me. And, you know, the people that know me know that, you know, me and my family are very close, and, you know, there's been lots of ups and downs, and everything I do is for them. And I try my best to help people back home in my country, you know. That's why I have a channel. I just try my best to, you know, make other people smile, but at the same time, with that, I'm damaging myself a little bit and taking away from who I am, because I just care so much about other people.
Can you describe a moment on the field that changed everything for you?
Um,
In terms of playing, in terms of personal life?
I'm gonna say probably a couple years ago, when I was after my time in Scotland, they released me, they let me go. I was just getting too many injuries, and I went back home to play for my hometown team, you know, the team that didn't want me in the beginning, won a championship. And the following year, I broke my ankle, and that was tough, because that's like injury number 3 for me, and it's devastating, because then I start to lose belief in myself. And I love the game so much, and I just feel like, okay, maybe, I don't know if this is the right thing for me. So after that injury, I just started thinking about so many other things, just in such a dark place at the time, and having my family there to see me like that was even worse. But it took me a lot of time to grow from that moment, for sure. Fucking football.
That's when they say more than just a game. You rely on faith and family a lot.
Yeah.
What role does faith and family have in your life, in your playing career?
I use it for everything. So, you know, I'm praying before every single meal as much as I can. You know, I'm praying when things aren't going well, but I'm also praying when things are going well. And once I started implementing that in my career and in my life, you know, blessings and blessings continue to come. Because when you're down and you're by yourself, and I have moments, you know, you can't call your family all the time. You know, people are busy, but, you know, you can open up a Bible, you can just sit in your room, and you can just talk to God.
So, do you feel responsible to represent your people through your success?
100%. That's part of the reason why I'm continuing to play, and, you know, why I'm still chasing dreams, and why I'm dreaming like a little kid still, is because my people back home in Sudan, you know, they're struggling. And when they see me, especially when I come back home, and they see me doing my thing, playing well, that puts a smile on their faces, and that can just get them through the day. And I get so much lovely messages from everybody back home, and just encourage me to keep on going and not to stop, and just, you know, not to give up, even though they know things are hard for me, because they can understand me, you know, they can empathize with what I'm going through. So I have to keep on going for them.
So when you represent South Sudan,
Mm-hmm.
what does it feel like to put that jersey on and to have that flag on your chest?
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, you know, like, My little brothers are Canadian, born in Canada, so my little brother represents Canada. But for me, coming from being born back home is special to me. The first time I put on the jersey, it was crazy. It was lots of fans around. I remember it, and the whole game was just slow motion for me. It was a massive moment for me and my family, and especially for my dad. Just knowing how rooted my dad is with the culture, that was for him as well. So.
Yeah, because we come from a similar background. I was born in Iraq as well.
Exactly.
So many people don't understand that.
They don't.
It's, even if you haven't grown up there, even if you don't have any memories there, you still have that something that tethers you.
100%.
You don't even, and you can't even name it.
100%.
So when you get the opportunity to represent your country or represent your people, you get like a small glimpse of what that culture is.
And it's like, there's not a lot of people from my country, doing what I do. So me being, a very important piece for them, that just means a lot to me. That keeps me going. That's my motivation factor.
How did your journey in Australia began? And how have you enjoyed it? Or what have you learned from it?
Oof. My journey in Australia. Australia's been a big part in my journey. When I first came here and I moved to Canberra and played for Tigers, I was coming off of my broken ankle. I was coming off of losing all my friends. I had to just make the jump and kind of leave Canada altogether and, start somewhere fresh. So I was scared and I was lost. But thankfully enough, by the grace of God, I found it in me to just keep on pushing. And I look back 8 months ago to now, I've won a grand final back in Canberra, and we're in the semifinals for another grand final here in Sydney. And I've met so many amazing people along the way, like just continue to push me and just, make sure I'm doing well. Even on my bad days, instead of them judging or looking at me crazy, they would hold me and be like, let's go again tomorrow, go again tomorrow, go again tomorrow. And that's the one thing about Australia that I'm never gonna forget is, the support system that I had here is second to none.
What can you say about your time at Marconi?
Time at Marconi. Well, when I first walked in, I looked around and I was like, where are my brothers at? Because there was none of them. So that was a first for me. I was like, okay, I'm the only black guy on the team. Okay, how's this gonna go? But it was cool. I came in and the boys right away were welcoming. First training session, getting me the ball, telling me to go attack, telling me to go create. And when I'm given that type of confidence, I excel. So for them, they trusted me with everything, and I'm just working hard in return. And so far, everything's going amazing. We have an amazing locker room. So much love and so much support. Everybody knows their position on the team, and there's no egos, there's no negative behavior. We fight together, but we also love together, and that's one thing I love about Marconi.
So Marconi is one of the most historic clubs in this country.
Yeah.
And now you are part of that history.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Honestly, when I came, I had no idea about the history about Marconi. I didn't do my homework for real, but as the weeks have been going on and I've been hearing more and more about it, this is a very big moment, and I'm just seeing it around with the fans and the support that we could be part of another piece of history coming soon. And for me, being part of that, it just goes to show that if I gave up any time prior to this, I would not be here today.
So has your definition of success changed over time?
Oof, big time. It's changed like 4 times. It went from, just dreaming to play in the professional league in Europe or the top division, from just maintaining, playing as a professional, to getting a college degree, and then now for me, it's changed into happiness and just finding peace within myself, because I feel like along the way, I've been so damaged and beaten and broken down that I've forgotten I lost who I was. So now for me, I want to have peace, I want to take care of my family, just be a loving, God-fearing man, and, hopefully one day just have kids.
So what's next for you as a man, not as a footballer?
I think for me, continuing to find happiness, because I don't think I've figured it out all the way. But at the same time, in saying that, I don't even know what happiness is for real. But I think for me, just finding peace within me, just being content with myself and everything I do moving forward, for sure.